Dear students, today's video is about Marchantia, morphology, and vegetative mode of reproduction. Let me share the screen. So this is how the thallus, that is the gametophytic phase of Marchantia thallus, look like. The systematic position, here it is, division bryophyta. Yes, it is a bryophytic member. Class Hepatocopsida, order Marchantiaceae, family Marchantiaceae, genus Marchantia. Coming to the occurrence, Marchantia is represented by 65 species. All the species are terrestrial and cosmopolitan in distribution. It prefers usually to grow in moist and shady places. They grow best even after the forest fire in the burned soil also they can able to colonize. In India, the Marchantia genus is represented by about 11 species. It is commonly found in India in the Himalayan region at an altitude of 4,000 to 8,000 feet, especially in eastern Himalaya region, particularly supports the growth of this species luxuriously. Some species also found in the plains of Haryana, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh and hilly regions of South India. Some of the common Indian species are Marchantia palmata, Marchantia polymorpha, Marchantia simlana, etc. So among this species, Marchantia polymorpha is widely distributed and it is found submerged in swampy meadows. Thalli with gemma cups are found throughout the year. Gemma cups are nothing but the vegetative propagules. So with the vegetative propagules, thalli can be seen found throughout the year. Thalli with the sex organ of antheridial branch and archegonial branch abundantly during the month from February to March in the Himalayan region and October to November in the hills of South India. So based on the climatic factors, the production of sex organs may vary. So that's why it is usually found during February to March in the Himalayan region and from October to November in the hilly region of South India. So coming to the morphology, the plant body is prostrate. Prostrate means it lying close to the ground as a mat, and dorsiventral structure. Dorsiventral structure means it has both dorsal surface as well as the ventral surface, which branches dichotomously. Branches dichotomously means from the terminal apical meristematic bud, the division takes place equally to give the entire prostrate thallus. That's why the term is given branches dichotomously. Tally or extending up to 10 centimeter or even more based on the climatic condition where it colonizes, with the shallow groove on the dorsal side and a projection on the ventral side. Thallus is singular, thalli is plural here. So the plant usually prefers the moist shady places either on forest floor or on the bank of the stream or shaded cliffs also. Vegetative plants with gemma cups can be collected all over the year, and sexual plants bearing, when the plant is now in the season of sexual reproduction, so that time you can able to see the sexual receptacles, and 3D4 which will be seen in the male gametophyte, and archegoniophore which will be seen in the female gametophyte. So based on the climatic factors, it can be collected during any month between the 12 month of the period. Sexually, Marchantia is a long day plant. It needs more light. On the dorsal side of the Marchantia thallus along the midrib, you can able to see cup-shaped frilled margin. We call it as gemme. Okay, so this is how the Marchantia thallus look like. This is Marchantia peritorona species, and this is the dorsiventral thallus. Here I told you, so the dorsal surface as well as the ventral surface. On the dorsal surface, you can able to see some shallow groove and the vegetative propagules. These are the gemma cups collected all over the year. So inside the gemma cup, gemme will be present. So that gemme will be dispersed through the atmosphere. So wherever it fall, if the conditions are favorable, it can be able to produce a new gametophytic phase. This is how the Marchantia thallus look like. And this is the view of gemma cup inside the coin-shaped structure. We call it as gemme. So the margin of a cup can be smooth, dentate, and frilled. Based on the genus, the margin of the gemma cup may be smooth, dentate, or frilled. On the dorsal surface of the thallus, that is the upper surface of the thallus. If you take a cross section, you can able to see the polygonal area where it indicates the air chamber. On the ventral surface, you can able to see the scales and rhizoids. This is the ventral surface. This is how it looked like. And moving on to the rhizoids, I told you roots are completely absent. So rhizoids perform the function of anchoring and absorbing the nutrients. So this is the tuft rhizoid. If you take this section, it is a tuberculate simple structure. On the on the ventral surface, you can able to see the scales and rhizoid. So scales are abundantly present in the laminar region. There is a distinct midrib where you can see the rhizoid. So based on the presence of the scale, you can divide the scale into median scale where it is present in the midrib, and the laminar scale where it is present in the laminar region, and the marginal scale which is present in the margin of the, or you can say notch of the thallus. And if you take the section of the rhizoid, this is the single layer block cells rhizoid, and inside the rhizoid you can able to see the mucilaginous papillate cells. On its margin of the body, you can able to see the reserved deposits in the form of oil globules. This is how, if you take the tiers of thallus, transverse section of thallus, so it has a upper air chamber and air pore, upper epidermis, and the photosynthetic filament where it is having the chlorophyll pigment for photosynthesis, and there is a cortical layer kind of thing, that is the storage cell where you can able to find the storage oil globule. And we have rhizoids and scales on the ventral sides of the thallus. On the dorsal side, you can able to see some gemma cups, which we call it as vegetative propagules. So this is how the tiers of thallus look like. Then moving on to reproduction in Marchantia. So here we are going to talk about the vegetative mode of reproduction. So vegetative reproduction takes place by 3 modes here. I'll go into the diagram directly. So the first mode is the gemma cup. Gemma cup can be collected all over the ear on the dorsal side of the thallus. Inside the gemma cup, you can able to see the gemma. So during the factors are favorable, the gemma cup can be liberated through the ear or atmosphere. The gemma, if the factors are favorable, it can able to germinate and grow into a new thallus. Soon after the adult one, it can also able to bear the gemma cup. This is one mode of vegetative reproduction. So this is how the gemma enlarged structure look like. Inside that, it has a oil cell as a reserve food material, and the entire parenchyma cells is filled with the chlorophyll cells for photosynthesis, and there is a stalk where it stick to the gemma cup. And the second one is the death and decay of the older part. When the mother portion, that is the basal portion, if it is died and decayed, what happened? From the notches, it arises the new branches. So death and decay of the older part at the notches, it can able to produce a new branch. And the third one is by adventitious branches. At the notches, it can able to produce some adventitious branches. So that also start the new generation. So these are the vegetative mode of reproduction present in Marchantia. Protection of gemma cup, and the second one is death and decay of the older part, and by adventitious branches. So I hope from this video you can able to understand the Marchantia and asexual mode of reproduction, how the thallus structure of Marchantia look like. Thank you.